Today's toolbox tool has to do with that employee who just doesn't quite cut it. Whether they're a newer employee or someone who's been with you for a long time, for whatever reason, they're consistently falling short of expectations. The tool that I'm going to share with you today was actually first shared with me by a longtime Biosphere client and an awesome shop owner down in Atlanta, Georgia, Stephen Braxton. When Stephen first shared this tool with me, he called it the 4 T's. In the years since he shared it with me, I've added a T, and I call it the 5 T's, and it has to do with how to deal with an underperforming employee. The 5 T's are take responsibility, train, transfer, tolerate, and terminate. Let's talk about the first T, take responsibility. This is about you, shop owner or shop manager. Have you set clear expectations? Do you have written and clearly communicated standard operating procedures and job descriptions? Does your team have the tools and resources they need to be successful? Does your team feel appreciated and cared for? Are they in a safe environment, both physically and emotionally? Is there fair incentive for work well done? Does the shop communication flow smoothly? Do your employees see themselves as a team, or do they work in a front versus back mentality? Does the shop culture support your employees' success, or does it distract from it? Taking responsibility is all about looking at your leadership practices and considering what can be done to strengthen them. Before you give up on an employee, take responsibility for ensuring that all accountability structures are in place. The second T is train. If you have an employee who is not meeting expectations, make sure they're fully trained in what they need to be successful in their position. All too often, I see owners expecting an employee to do something they are not trained to do, and then the owner gets upset with the employee when they underperform. Before you give up on them, ensure they've had the proper training. The third T is transfer. Sometimes you hire someone for one position, and once they get started and you get to know them, you realize that they have a different and better skill set, more suited for a different position in the shop. I've seen many an employee who was failing in one position thrive in a different position in the shop once they were transferred. Before you give up on them, consider if they might be better suited for a different position in the shop. The fourth T is tolerate, and I hope this guy does not work at your shop. I'm talking about tolerating an employee's misbehavior, bad attitude, sense of entitlement, destructive and potentially even dangerous behavior. I see tolerating a lot in shops, more than all the other T's combined. It may be because the employee makes you money, or maybe you feel bad for their personal life. Maybe they're a friend. Maybe you have no time or energy to find their replacement. Or maybe you've been looking for their replacement for a long time and you just haven't had any luck yet, and at the end of the day, a warm body is better than nobody. Before you continue to tolerate, think about what the employee is costing you, your shop, and your team in terms of negative shop culture. I have seen many shop owners lose good employees because of their willingness to tolerate toxic employees. If you've applied the first 3 T's, take responsibility, train, and/or transfer, and the employee is truly toxic, I hope you won't tolerate for very long. Instead, move to the 5th T, which is terminate. And I hope you don't terminate this way, meaning by text and typos. Yikes! Okay, so how to terminate will be a future video. For now, how long do you keep an employee around who needs to go? Are you willing to let a toxic employee hold you and your shop hostage? I hope not, but I do see it quite often. When it comes to termination, unless there is a serious misbehavior, first work through your shop's corrective action plan. And after that, if the behavior continues or there's no improvement, you need to be willing and able to terminate. So there you have them, the 5 T's of how to deal with an underperforming employee. Today's tool was designed to help you build your dream team. And in fact, we have a lot of tools that do that. Check out our other videos and our online training courses at our website, thebiosphere.com. Thank you for watching today, and as always, thanks for coming alongside me as we build something better together.